Softness is strength, never weakness. Somewhere along the way, gentleness began to sound unsafe, as though being soft meant being small. But softness isn't fragility, it's power under control. It's choosing peace when chaos would be easier. It's grace that stands firm without noise. Real strength doesn't need to prove itself, it simply is. And when you learn to stand calm in your truth, your presence speaks louder than force ever could. Insight 1. The energy of calm disrupts chaos faster than aggression. Calm energy has a way of breaking through tension like light through fog. In moments when tempers rise, your steadiness becomes the anchor that others unconsciously reach for. Whether it's a disagreement with a partner or a stressful meeting at work, composure doesn't silence truth. It shapes how truth is received. When you stay grounded, you invite others to breathe again, to think rather than react. Psychologists call this emotional contagion, the transfer of mood and energy between people. Research published in the Journal of Neuroscience shows that calm tones and slower speech rhythms can actually reduce cortisol levels during heated conversations, helping the body exit its stress response. When that happens, the mind opens up, empathy increases, and what once felt like confrontation starts turning into collaboration. Many people mistake speed for strength, believing that reacting first means staying in control. But more often, quick reactions are the body's way of masking insecurity. True control is the quiet pause before response, the space where your clarity gathers. Think of a mother who diffuses her child's meltdown not by shouting louder, but by softening her tone. Or a leader who settles a tense meeting with one steady sentence. That kind of power doesn't dominate, it directs. It's in the quietest energy that true influence begins to form. Insight 2. Softness disarms defensiveness. It rewires how others respond to you. Softness has a quiet intelligence that most people underestimate. It doesn't fight resistance head-on. It dissolves it. When someone feels seen instead of judged, their defenses start to lower, and what could have turned into conflict becomes connection. You've likely noticed this in moments where someone expected an argument, but instead met your understanding. Suddenly the tension shifts, and so does the outcome. This is not about approval or pretending to agree. Softness isn't submission, it's strategy. It's the awareness that influence flows best through empathy, not ego. Neuroscientists have found that mirror neurons, the brain's empathy cells, respond far more positively to kindness than to dominance. When you meet tension with calm empathy, you're literally rewiring how another person's brain perceives you. Their nervous system starts to relax, and their openness returns. Think of a woman setting boundaries not with sharpness, but with steady warmth. She doesn't need to raise her voice or harden her tone. Her words are clear, her gaze unshaken, her calm presence reminding everyone where respect begins. That's not weakness, that's mastery. Softness, when rooted in confidence, transforms how people hear you, and even how they treat you long after the conversation ends. When your presence feels safe, your influence expands, even in silence. Insight 3. Grace signals inner safety, and safety is power. Inner safety is that quiet knowing that no matter what happens around you, you remain steady within yourself. It's the calm at the center of your emotional world, the place that chaos can't reach. When you operate from that space, your responses shift from survival to strategy, and others instinctively trust you more. Grace, in its truest form, is the language of that safety. Many people confuse grace with politeness, but the two are worlds apart. Politeness often performs for approval. Grace stands from confidence. It doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect. It means you choose your response from a place of power, not reaction. Picture a moment when someone spoke harshly or unfairly to you, and instead of matching their tone, you paused. You breathed. You spoke with calm clarity. That pause wasn't silence. It was strength announcing itself. There's even science behind this. Research on nonverbal communication shows that regulated breathing and balanced posture unconsciously signal authority and confidence to others. Your nervous system communicates before your words ever do. Grace, then, becomes both a message and a mirror, showing others that stability is possible and inviting them to match it. Safety within yourself becomes magnetic. People sense it before you speak. Insight 4. Soft voices often hold the highest authority in emotional spaces. The strength of your voice isn't measured by how loud it is, but by how deeply it reaches. Tone and pacing carry a quiet kind of authority, one that doesn't compete for attention but earns it through presence. A calm voice tells others that you are in control of yourself, and that makes them feel safe enough to listen. In emotional spaces, safety is influence. Research in leadership psychology shows that people naturally associate steady, measured voices with reliability and wisdom. When your tone remains grounded, you signal emotional regulation, and that calms the nervous systems of everyone around you. Loud dominance may grab attention for a moment, but softness sustains respect long after the noise fades. Think of the mentor who never raises her voice, yet her words linger for years, or the mother who guides her children not through fear, but through consistency, or the leader whose soft-spoken confidence brings order to chaos in a meeting full of tension. Their power doesn't shout, it resonates. Softness gives others permission to listen, not defend. It shifts a room from reaction to reflection. Because when your words arrive with calm conviction, they don't just inform, they transform. Authority isn't in the volume, it's in the vibration of your calm. Insight 5. Restraint is a form of mastery, not passivity. Restraint is one of the purest forms of emotional intelligence, the art of choosing response over reaction. It's not about holding your tongue out of fear, it's about directing your energy with precision. In a world that rewards immediacy, restraint is rare. Yet, it's in those deliberate pauses that wisdom gathers and clarity sharpens. Many misunderstand restraint as weakness or silence, but it's neither. It's controlled direction, power that knows when to move and when to wait. Responding to criticism or provocation with thoughtfulness doesn't mean you lack emotion. It means you're guided by awareness instead of impulse. That's what separates those who chase control from those who embody it. Emotional regulation is what gives you presence, the kind that holds a room without demanding it. When you can stay steady while others rush to react, your calm becomes magnetic. You stop feeding chaos and start shaping outcomes. Think of the woman who listens first, observes quietly, and speaks last. Not because she's timid, but because she's calculating truth from noise. When she finally speaks, people listen. Not because she's the loudest, but because her restraint gives her words weight. Mastery begins where reactivity ends. Insight 6. The feminine nervous system thrives in balance, not battle. The feminine body and mind were never designed to live in constant battle. When life becomes a loop of confrontation, tight deadlines, and emotional overload, your system starts to fray. You may still be functioning, but not flourishing. The truth is, your nervous system thrives in balance, where effort meets ease and doing is supported by being. Many women mistake productivity for purpose, believing that the more they push, the more they'll feel fulfilled. But exhaustion isn't accomplishment. It's depletion in disguise. When your days are filled with proving rather than flowing, your hormones, sleep, and even emotional clarity begin to suffer. Studies published in Frontiers in Psychology reveal that slower, intentional living restores cognitive function and stabilizes cortisol and estrogen levels, the very chemistry that governs mood, energy, and vitality. Balance isn't laziness, it's alignment. It's allowing moments of reflection and rest to refuel creativity and emotional intelligence. A few minutes of silence before a meeting, a slow morning without rushing, or an evening spent journaling instead of scrolling, these aren't luxuries. They're medicine. When you begin to honor your natural rhythm, your mind clears, your energy returns, and your confidence softens into something sustainable. You stop fighting your nature and start flowing with it. Insight 7. True confidence shows in how gently you treat what you could destroy. True confidence isn't loud. It doesn't need to announce itself or dominate the room. It's the quiet assurance that you have power and the wisdom to decide when and how to use it. Real strength is not in how forcefully you act, but in how gently you treat what you could easily destroy. Maturity reveals itself in restraint. The more secure you become, the less you need to prove your strength. Confidence that's rooted in peace carries a different vibration. It's calm, steady, and deeply grounded. It's the leader who listens more than she speaks. It's the woman who could crush an argument but chooses understanding instead, knowing that winning the moment might mean losing the connection. There's a distinct beauty in controlled power, in the way you can hold intensity without spilling it onto others. That's the essence of elegance: restraint paired with discernment, strength guided by wisdom. When you operate from that space, your influence deepens because people trust the steadiness behind your softness. Gentleness doesn't mean you lack force, it means your force is mastered. The softest touch often carries the highest authority because it moves from self-awareness, not insecurity. Gentleness is strength under full control. Bonus point: stillness heightens perception. It's how intuitive strength grows. If you're still here, this one is especially for you. A quiet thank you for staying until the end. Stillness is where intuition matures. When your mind stops rushing to respond, it begins to listen on a deeper level. You start noticing subtleties: the tone behind words, the energy in a room, the truth between sentences. That's not coincidence. That's perception sharpened through calm. In leadership, parenting, or love, intuition often becomes your greatest advantage. It's the reason you sense what's needed before it's spoken. Science backs this too. Mindfulness practices have been shown to increase emotional intelligence and relational accuracy, helping you navigate people and decisions with more ease and empathy. Stillness isn't emptiness, it's full awareness. Call to action. Thank you for being part of this thoughtful, growing community. If this message resonated with you, comment soft power below. A quiet way of saying, I stayed, I'm learning, and I'm growing. Share what softness means to you and how you're reclaiming it in your own life. Your reflections help others find courage in calm. This space exists for women becoming, and that includes you. Thank you for taking this time to invest in your growth and reflection. If this message spoke to you, give it a like so more women can find the peace and power in softness. Subscribe for more daily reflections on elegance, calm confidence, and intentional living. And if someone in your world needs this reminder, share it forward. Your kindness may be their turning point. Your softness is your strength. Never let the world convince you otherwise. There's another video waiting for you on the screen. I'll see you tomorrow.